What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to do somewhat of a guide when it comes to guild coins, how to spend them, why it's so important to get them, and ways you can get them. So I've had a lot of people asking how they should go about leveling through the first tree, the secondary tree, things like that. So before we get into it too much, let's just go over the guild tech in general. So what the guild tech does is it is broken down by class: warrior, mage, ranger, assassin, and priest. What these do, and what a lot of people early game do not realize, is these give stat bonuses that honestly add up and become so important for your heroes, especially the first node, which is HP, 30% more health, and the last two, because each one gives another 20% HP. This makes your class heroes, especially your first E5, so much tankier. But the ways you go about getting guild coins: you can have the mill. So once your guild is high enough level, the mill is given out. You get resources every day. You can collect it twice a day, I believe. Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's twice a day. I don't think it's on the 8-hour timer like the daily stuff is. I think they're on 12-hour timers. So you get guild coins, you get gold, and depending on what level your mill is, you can get up to 5 at once. As you see, we are only at 4. To get to 5, we need to donate a lot more gold, and that's just more than we can afford to spend right now. But in the end game, you will have a full level 9 or 10. I think it goes up to 10. I can't remember. But you'll get better guild orders, things like that. Now note, you can upgrade guild orders. You can't do them right now, but the mill orders can be upgraded. Do not do it. It is not worth the gems. But make sure you are jumping on twice a day so you keep accumulating these guild coins. The second way you get it, and probably by far early game the most important, is guild bosses. So every time you fight the boss, you get a little bit, but when you finish the boss and kill them, you get a giant chunk of coins. And as you can see, being the number 1, 2, and 3 is very, very significant compared to 4 and lower. I mean, you're talking 3,000 coins per boss, and there's 60 bosses. I mean, that can add up to a lot of coins. I made a mistake on my Skerei account early game that I didn't really understand it. So I actually joined a guild that was quite a far, I think at the time I was on like 21, and I joined one of the powerful guilds that were in like the mid 40s. So I completely missed out on guild coins on all the level 20 and 30 bosses. Now you can go back and finish them, but is it worth it? Not really, because then you're missing out on guild bosses, things like that, Flame Shrine, Guild Wars. But make sure you are doing at least your free attacks. You don't necessarily have to use the ones for gems. Definitely do all your free attacks. Try to get up as high as possible, and this is one of the main reasons why it's important to focus on one hero to E5, because they can live longer on the later bosses, and why I say you need a Heart Watcher. A Heart Watcher will increase your PvE damage, which means you will rank higher and get more guild coins. Because when it comes to guild bosses in the raid, you can only claim guild coins 1 time per boss, no matter what level you get, 1 time per. It's what some people don't understand is they want to say, oh, well, if I get all the way to 60 and then I make my own guild, I can kill them all again. They will not give you the actual reward for killing the boss. You will, however, get the bonus. So as you've seen in some of our Petrify meme team videos, I sometimes try to get the last hit on a boss. As you saw probably on this one, I got the very last hit. I got the top rewards, plus you get the final hit bonus, which is usually about 500 to 600 guild coins. That can add up, so that you can claim if it's the first time you're getting the kill on the boss. You can claim those for ones in the past, but if you are done with raid, it is what it is. You are now on Flame Shrine, and what Flame Shrine is essentially raid, but on a 5-day timer. You have 2 days to sign up to attack the Flame Shrine boss. The Flame Shrine boss pretty much has unlimited health, so you don't have to worry about who's hitting if someone's doing too much damage and killing the boss before you can attack. That's why the old Pray for Fire was so bad, but the new Flame Shrine is, in my opinion, very, very good. After those 2 registration days, all you have to do is hit that sign up button. After that, you will have 3 days to attack. Each day you get 2 free attacks and then 2 more that you can do for gems. Very similar to how Raid works, where you get 2 for free and then 2 more for gem purchases. So you will get guild coins for that, and then once you kill, or at the end of the week, end of the time that boss is up, those 3 days, you will then get rewards based on how much damage you did and how much damage your total guild did. So between those 2, it is very, very important. The other way to get guild coins, and it's perfect timing, is during the mysterious chest event. So the 6,000 or 8,000 gem box will always have these guild coins. They did up it recently, so you do get more guild coins. If you are really at any part of the game, in my opinion, these are pretty much worth it, because you are never gonna not need guild coins with how many you need nowadays. So this 6,000 box can be absolutely amazing. So we went over how you get guild coins, but there are 2 ways to spend guild coins. Actually, forget that. There's one other way I totally forgot to mention. You can also get guild coins from Guild Wars. It's not as important, but I mean, you add this up plus the possible rewards you can get. If you are in the top 16, you get more. It's just a great way to add up more guild coins. You can go to the store, but I highly, highly, highly recommend you don't make a single purchase in this store. There is nothing in here worth the price of the guild coins. I made the mistake early on my Skerei account. I honestly almost bought like everyone on this side, and I bought most of the 5 stars and a couple of the 4 stars here. Never, ever, ever buy something in here, guys. Trust me, these guild coins are worth too much. Never do it, and definitely never hit this button, ever. I've seen some people that have hit it. Don't do it, guys. Please don't do it. The spot where you should be spending guild coins is the guild tech. So, as we have on the Petrify meme team, our main E5 carry is a Jara. Jara is a mage, and then we also have Dark Arthendal, which is a mage. So what we prioritize is leveling up our mage tree to max. The way I recommend leveling your tree up is getting your HP up to about level 30. Once you're there, I like jumping over to attack and just working 10 points in each. So in case you don't know, it requires 10 points in each node to progress to the next one and unlock it. So what I normally do myself is I get the first node to about 30, so you get 15% HP. Then I put 10 here, 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 and here. And then once I get to here, I put 20 points in. After that, I move over to this one, put 20 points in here as well. And then once these 2 are maxed out, I come back and max out the HP. After that, I work through and find my attack damage abilities. So usually not all of these are always attack. It really depends on your class, because as you see, some of them have things like block. I think priests have speed way early on. So what I try to prioritize is usually the attack ones. Then I work through skill damage and things like that. And lastly, I will do the speed node. Once you have finished your entire tree, you unlock the secondary tree. This is something that you want to focus on a little bit later, not quite right when you first unlock the first tree and finish it. What I would recommend then, and like what we're doing on our Petrify meme team, if you are using multiple different heroes in different classes. For our example, we're using mage, but we're also using priest. I then like to go through and do the same thing with priest. This is the good example. I actually took this one up to 60 first. You can do either or. Priest, I did it because HP is so important, less so than everything else. I wanted to get the HP node because priests aren't going to be your damage dealers. They're going to be, you're going to want them to live. So I put 16 here, and then we move 10 across each of these just so we can get to the last couple nodes. And I chose to do this one first. Either or, it doesn't really matter. But as you go up the trees, you'll notice the coins required to go up past that level 10 go higher and higher and higher. So when you get to this one, I think it's something like these two nodes right here are equivalent to like half of the total guild coins it takes to do the entire tree. So, but once again, once we do this on our priest, what I'll be doing is maxing out my health here, the health here, and the health here. Then I'm going to be going back to our mage tree and working on secondary tech. The whole point of secondary tech is to get damage reduced against certain types of heroes, certain classes, and for CC immunity. For most people, I would highly recommend going for the top one. So this one's different depending on your class. If you are a warrior, this first one will be anti-mage. Since we are mage, you can't get anti of the class you are, so mages can't get anti-mage tech. I will be maxing out anti-warrior because let's be honest, everybody has Garudas, everybody has Horus, and it will help significantly against the warriors in Seal Land as well. Guild tech in the secondary tree is very important for for Seal Land progression as well. Most of the time you want to max out the anti-warrior and the anti-priest because the priests in Seal Land do a lot of damage, even though in PvP you will not really worry about priest damage. But the way I typically do it, if I don't need anti-priest, I will do the anti-warrior first, followed by the anti-ranger. If you are picking a non-mage class, it will be the anti-mage one and then the anti-ranger. Because let's be honest, warrior, mage, and ranger are the most powerful damage dealers in PvP right now. So, assassin, sorry, you're just not that powerful. Not that powerful. But once you do that, I like jumping over to the petrify section, at least getting 10 points in that, going to stun, getting 10 points in that, and then finishing petrify. As far as freeze and twine are, they're not all that common, but it does come down to what the PvP meta is on your server and your server groups. But I would focus on anti-warrior and anti-ranger. If you are not focusing on one type of class like we are only building mages and priests on this account. What I would do is honestly not touch secondary tech if you don't need it for Seal Land, and I would spread it out against among the others. So I would max out mage if I also had a Horus, or if I had Horus I'd probably be doing that first. But just say you had Horus and you had like a Dark Arthandal, I would maximize or max out your first tier of warrior first, come over to mage, do the first tier, and then move on to secondary tech. I would not jump straight into secondary tech unless you are basically doing all of one class. So if you're building Horus, Garuda, things like that where you have multiple of the same class and those are going to be your two most powerful heroes, then I would go into the secondary technology. If you ever make a mistake, just know you can reset your guild tech for a class. You get guild coins and gold back, so it's a free reset. The first one is always free. After your first one, if you want to reset mage again, it'll cost 2,000 gems. So you get one free reset for every single class. So that's kind of nice, just in case you make mistakes. But spend wisely, try to get a game plan, and by all means, guys, never, ever, 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 ever buy anything from this spot here. Guild store, just consider it not even there. Don't even go in there. Trust me. There's no heroes here that are worth building. Even these, they're too expensive. 2,000 is way too much when you look at what it costs to level these up 5,000 for another point. The 1% health and skill damage is much, much better than a single copy of an extremely subpar hero. So I hope this kind of helped you guys understand a little bit more about guild tech, give you a little bit of basis on how you should go about leveling up your guild tech as well, and why it's so important to build a PvE lineup, even if you're building a PvP account, because coins from Raid and Flame Shrine are so important. It'll maximize your guild tech so much faster, and without guild tech, you are going to get destroyed by other people. You need to have guild tech, trust me, it is a must. It's painful to see people in PvP that have really great heroes, but they get annihilated by teams that are lower enables because they never knew about guild tech. So I hope this helped advise you and teach you what you need to do and how to get your guild coins for your guild tech. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed because we will be doing a 6,500 subscriber giveaway. Come tomorrow night, you'll hear more news about that. But I hope this was informative. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any feedback or any suggestions to people as well, drop it in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time.
How careless we could be.